Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another great evening, hopefully, of trading in the futures market. How's everyone doing this evening? We had some interesting times today during the previous session, the one that ended today at 4 p.m. Eastern or Central Time. NASDAQ 100 futures hit all-time highs and then basically sold off from there. It barely broke all-time highs by like 9 points and sold off by almost, well, over 100 points. About 130 points down, 140 points down. So you have see this huge range. We have 150507 up to 15719. And in the matter of from 8 Eastern, from 8 to 1, almost 2, it went up over 200 points. It's $4,000 per contract. And then whoosh down almost 150 points or $3,000 a contract. A lot of opportunities to play in there. The S&P did basically the same thing. It's tighter range though. And it did not hit all-time highs. We did all-time highs yesterday, I think, I believe. Yeah, yesterday we hit all-time highs in the S&P. Signal on crude oil. Let's see what it's doing. That's gold, crude. Buy signal on crude. We're gonna do a bunch of sim trades tonight, taking just about every signal we get and testing out, because I've been getting tremendous win rates on back testing. So I want to test these back tests. I want to actually test them in um, actual trading these tests. Now we're still lower volume. We're still not at 8 o'clock at night. So we might be going for a shorter profit targets. Might be better if we can continue to find our charts. I think that countdown's ended. We just haven't started a new candle yet. So we will jump in on the bid on this crude oil trade and see how we do. Move it right down onto the bid. What's the bid at? 15. Why it won't there? How do? Still not getting filled. Oh. Let's try getting filled at 6. Okay, we're filled there at 82.16. So we'll watch that one. We're gonna shoot just for, well, we already entered. We'll watch it. I'm gonna try just getting a 10 tick out of it this time of day. I've been noticing that things don't go real far lately before it reverses. Crude had an interesting day. If we look at our 1-minute chart here, and you can see that crude just was sending signal after signal, rapid fire. It sent 36 signals that I would have taken in the 22 hours it was open for a 22 by 8, 24 by 8, 24 by 8 win-loss record. So you can see all these wins in a row. From here, okay, this win the loss, win, loss, win. Okay, and this was, it closed 6. When I would have had to exit for the close, 6 ticks up. So crude's been interesting. We did range it out. Its range today was, it basically sold off from a couple hours after the open. It was as high as 84.52, went down to about 8,200. Oh, 81.93 at close or so, right around there. So it's about 2.5 point range. But if you look here, I mean, like I said, it sold off, came all the way down here. Then here at about 9:15, it just went whooshing up, and it went up. over $1,000 and then came down about 1,500. Natural gas made a couple of huge moves today. First of all, you're seeing a 400 tick range, so that's $4,000 range. But if you look at this, it made some huge moves in crude again. Let me guess, crude just gave an opposite signal. Now crude's going actually. Let's see what crude's doing on our Ninja Trader chart. We are up 20 bucks, so we'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, natural gas, you can see this is where its low was, right around 8 o'clock, right when the pit opened. Came all the way from 8 o'clock up to here. It went to about 6.2 from about just under 5.9. So that's $3,000 up. Then it lost it almost all back down. So I'll say about 2,800 down, and then another big move back up by 3,000. So 3,000, say 2,500, 3,000, and then back down. And these are clean, pretty clean moves. It's pulling back a little bit now for today, you can see. But there was definitely some opportunities today in almost all markets. Copper. Copper's been kind of strange. I didn't mark out the. So after that, it did that huge rally last week. It's been dying this week. Oops, I don't even know what that. We'll get rid of that for now, because oops. And move this down. Excuse me. See, copper 4.504. I'm sorry, 4.5105, and a low of about boop 43625. So that's about 300 ticks. It's a pretty big drop. You see, it was going down basically all day. This is a big pullback here is the only real big pullback right around the New York Open. But other than that, it was just bleeding all day. The Ultra Bonds. The Ultra Bonds had a very interesting day. You can see basically up. I mean, it consolidated from the start, hit its low shortly after the open, and just went up all day long. And it went up almost 5 points. So that's almost $5,000. And we just got a signal on it. We have a buy signal. And I'll show you some interesting stuff on that chart after we get in on a buy on the sim on this. Let's go on the bid. We're right in the middle of the bid and the ask. So we'll go up one. We're filled there. Let's see how our crude trade's doing. Maybe better if I could more organized. Crude, we're still about 20 bucks. Crude $20. Bonds are up one tick. Oh, they were. Bonds are floating with one tick. But so we'll keep buying both these trades, see how we do. But if you look at the bonds here, this is the Ultra Bond on the 1 minute chart. No, this is the Ultra Bond on the 2 minute chart. Sorry. Starting here, as you can see, it's an uptrend all day. But say starting right around here, which is about 2 a.m. Eastern last night. Sorry, checking settings here. Restream seems to be acting weird today. It looks okay. All right. Anyway, so here, look at this. I mean, one, this is a loss. This is a loss, but so 1-1, 2-1. This will be a loss, but any the losses mainly came if I tried to short against the trend. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2. This was a against the trend, but we won it. 7-2, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2, 11-2, 12-2, 13-2. There actually is one I didn't mark off here. This one would have been a loss. So 13-3. So 13-3 as we went to the close. In about so over the last 12 hours of the open market, it would have 13 wins and 3 losses for 7 ticks each time. That's pretty impressive. What's gold doing? Gold, big, big, big candle. So again, we'll find our gold chart. Being on sim, we don't have to worry about how many contracts we're trading. 18 seconds to go, so let's check our other trades while we're doing that. Bonds up 2 ticks, and oil up 4 ticks, so we're doing good. Right now we're up on 2 trades. Yeah, you might be asking why I'm trading on sim, and it's because I need to prove to myself that the system works. I know it works. I've seen 9 weeks of data. I know my thing works, but I need to see it in action. And been too hesitant on the gauntlet to do it. So I'm just taking every signal that it gives me that looks like a good signal, and doing the trade. Okay, gold's the only one pulling back so far. Crude, make this window smaller. Crude's up 5 ticks. Gold's down 3 ticks. Bonds up 2 ticks. Altogether, up about $82 over the 3 trades. For those of you joining me tonight, thank you. Welcome. Please feel free to say hi in the chat. Ask any questions or anything. So we're watching 3 trades right now. We still and there's a signal. You know what? Let me bring up my back rope over here. That's okay. That signal back behind us was just Bitcoin, which I'm not really watching anymore. So we're up $70 here now on crude. 7 ticks. We're gonna go for 10, and if we get 10, we'll close out the trade. We're up 3 ticks on the Ultra Bond. Down just 1 tick on the gold. Put gold there for now. We'll put bond there, crude there. So I can watch all 3. I would not recommend going in with more than 3 different assets at a time. It's very hard to follow. Matter of fact, most people don't even follow 3 assets. They follow 1 or 2. But A, I think that would be boring to watch on stream, and B, I like having some action. Copper. Copper is showing life, so let's check out Whoops, wrong. Copper, copper, copper. Copper sent a buy signal, and I missed it. We'll just let it go for now. Crude. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Crude just sent a signal, so I hope that wasn't a bad sign. Yep, crude just dumped down. This can happen right at the 8 o'clock hour. That's why I don't actually I sometimes don't hold trades going into 8 o'clock at night on the East Coast. one of the Asian markets opens and it can send things down. Now this looks like this is a quick move down. We're back into profit, but we were $70 in profit and now we're down to 10. So let's see if this recovers. If I had thought about it though, I would have closed that trade out and just look for the next entry then. We're looking for 7 ticks on the bonds. I haven't decided yet whether that should be a smaller goal at this time of day or not. We might close it if we get the 5 ticks, which would be about 150 bucks. As you can see, we're now profitable on all 3 trades. $30 on gold, 90 on Ultra Bond, $40 in oil. I actually had the wrong parameter on gold, so I'm going to have to watch that one. I had the high volatility ATM strategy on here, which shooting for 35 ticks, which is I usually only use in the mornings before and after the New York Open. I was using it this morning and I forgot to change it back. Thing about using the 1 minute chart, we're missing some signals here now by having 3 open and not really following the signals. But 1 minute chart, you're going to consistently get more signals often. So crude's pulled back now, gold's pulled back now. So now we're actually down on 2 trades and up in 1. And we're about break even. Let's look at our charts. See what's going on. Looks like right now this copper trade would be a decent trade to be in. It's up a few ticks. So gold, we got in on a sell signal here, looking for 10. And of course, it immediately pulled back when we did. 10 by 7. All. Let's we got here. Oops, wrong. Oop, we just stopped out on something. Hold on. Okay, we just stopped out on crude. So that was a $120 loss. So that just decided to dump down. Yeah, this is a big move down all of a sudden. Wow. Looks like it sent this opposite signal here on this candle. That is, oh yeah, that would have been a great trade to get in short. Wow. Yeah, you can see this candle's continuing to go down. This has now dropped uh, over 30 points. That would have been a great reverse trade, and so we missed that one. Took the loss. What's gold doing? Gold is, whoa. Gold exploded upwards and pulled back after it hit the bands. Let's check our chart. Need more screen space. So we're up $10 on gold. Looks like we actually went much higher though. It's how high did we get? We got up to 98.7. We're at 98.2, so we would have been $50 in profit there. Ultra Bond. Let's pull back. Coming down to the SMA line. So we're only on one tick up there now. Hopefully it bounce back up. NQ. Let's check the NQ. NQ is just kind of bounding around on the SMA. Oh wait, that's the 5-minute chart. Same. It's trying to push down. We'll watch it. Pulls down enough to start teasing the 200 EMA here. We'll keep an eye. There's a sell signal on the NASDAQ. You know what? We're doing sim anyway. Bonds just reversed. Sell signal went away. Gold just reversed. Uh-oh. We could be in trouble here. Yeah, gold's now down $50. Everything is dumping all of a sudden. Yep. So all three of those profitable trades are now unprofitable. Big move down on gold. We're going to get out. So we're now down to about $200. I don't know what happened. I honestly don't. All of a sudden, everything that was looking good turned bad. Every single thing. Something spooked them. The Asian market spooked something. Hello, Goldtown. Welcome. Helps if I can see. Just stopped out on the bond trade as well. So we're in on the NQ. I can't give investment advice. What do you think? I don't really follow stocks. I follow futures only, basically. I mean, I take a look at stocks because they can sometimes tell me where the futures are going, but I don't really follow stocks much. Copper, buy, but we're getting rapid buys and sells here, so this is interesting. See, it did hit the bands coming up. Is that all you trade gold down is stocks or for a presentation? Oh, wow. Well, I'm not sure what's going on there, Gold Town, but it's technically illegal for someone to really give out any type of investment advice without having some sort of broker license or other type of financial advisor, certification. So if someone says to you on YouTube that, they can say, well, I feel that Facebook might do this or that, but I mean, I'm not a professional anything. I'm just a futures trader. And so, I mean, I have Facebook as a company looks like it's in trouble. It's having so many after controversy that I'm not sure that it can continue like this. I don't think it's going to go bankrupt or anything, but I don't know what it's going to do to turn itself around. Okay, Jay, have a good night. Ah, how did I do that? So we see our NQ trade. Oh, what I would say, if someone was in here looking for stock advice for real, I would say, well, you should do your own due diligence and look at the pros and cons and try and decide, why it may or may not be. I I don't know what BTC's next movement is. Um, the crypto market is wild, wild west, and I mean, I think I I think overall you're gonna keep seeing it go up in the long haul, but in the short haul, I don't know. I don't know. And again, this isn't really my forte. I'm doing futures. Um, right now, I have no holdings at all in any crypto. We're up $105 on this trade on the NQ. Getting multiple signals in the background. So let's check this out as this trade continues to march on. See this big move downward here. This is what we're in here. Trying to see if it continues. Copper downward move. So let's find our copper chart. Copper chart. There we are. We shall sell on the ask. I am in the United States, in the Midwest. We've got about $70 on that NQ trade as it pulled back to our trailing stop. I had the wrong parameters in there, so but that's still a 70 point. I'm sorry, see a 70 point. I wish a $70 win. Now we're watching copper. Goldtown. I don't know whether it's good to invest in or not. My personal opinion of the company right now is it's struggling, but I don't know any of its financials. I haven't looked at its advertising revenue or any of that. So it's just right now the public opinion of it is bad. But its financials could be good for all I know. I have not done any due diligence on the company for me to give any educated or uneducated advice to what Facebook's doing. I'm just some guy on the internet that's trading the futures market. I'm using an indicator from TradingView called the Super Trend. Um, give me 1 second. Yeah, it seems to work on all. So here we pull up a Bitcoin chart. Coin here. Let's bring up Bitcoin Coinbase. You can see the buy and sell signals. This is on a 2-minute chart. Here's it on a 1-minute. I like it. It seems to give good signals most of the time. It gives bad signals, but you're never going to get anything that's 100%. But here, it's this indicator here. It's called Super Trend by this guy, and I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Kivak Ozbilgic or something like that. If you use it, remember to always test new indicators in a simulator before you actually start trading with real money to see how it works for you. Oh, and to see how, also on that indicator, it has different um, inputs you can do, different multipliers. I use an ATR period of 10 and an ATR multiplier of 2.2 with all of these three things checked off. Those are nice settings, but again, you can also mess with those and see if you get better or worse based on what you're trading. Again, always trade in a simulator before you actually trade with live money on, whenever you try something new. Oh, wow. Get some sleep. I have a trade open somewhere. Oh, yeah. Here we are. Copper down 87.50. Oh, we are always on top. Good. There we go. If you guys haven't yet, please feel free to subscribe to the channel and give this video, this live stream a like, please. I appreciate that. Down 5 ticks right now in this copper trade. It's a bit harder time to trade the futures market. I mean, it's not atrocious or anything, but you need to go for smaller targets just because there's less activity, less liquidity. Things are moving slower. Now down 8 ticks. All right, Ali Usman, if you ever want to try out the futures market, you can get funded to trade with a company's money in the futures market with Earn to Trade. That's what I'm doing. Pass an evaluation, and then you can trade with their money, and you get 80% of the profit. So if you ever want to check out the futures market and start learning the futures market, and then have pass their evaluation, you could give that a try. But I'll definitely see you here again. I stream about 5 times a week. Sometimes it's in the morning, about three mornings, United States mornings a week, and 2 evenings. At this time is usually my normal schedule. So thank you for checking out the channel and subscribing. And I hope to see you again when it's not like 5 a.m. your time. Natural gas. That over there. When we check out what natural gas, you see natural gas's activity has been light, but this sell signal right here, right after 7 o'clock Eastern time, probably when they got filled there. But boom, 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 boom. Yeah, if we're going for a full 40 ticks, wouldn't have gotten there yet. Looks like it's gonna try and curl back up. We'll see. NQ, NQ. So NQ came down here, not kind of going sideways, came back up, touched the SMA line, and it's going down. See what it wants to do. Nice. So we're still down 7 ticks here on copper. Things have slowed down. We're not getting as many signals right now. So we're just kind of sitting here looking at things, staring at it. See the Nasdaq here is recovering nicely, as is the S&P from that this quick pull down earlier. Nasdaq trying to get above both the 20 period SMA and the 200 period EMA here. It's sitting right on both on this candle in the 1 minute. It's also sitting right above the EMA on the 5 minute. So those are levels we want to watch. Crude oil, that's gold. Crude oil, there we are. So crude came and had that big flash down that stopped us out of that trade earlier, and then has gone kind of sideways with a stair step since. Gold, gold with a buy signal. So we've got gold, and we're gonna jump into that. Oh, oh. How much we missed it by 2 ticks. Where'd that gold chart go? Gold chart, boom. So we'll buy the market to market to buy a gold contract. Home again, jiggity jig. So this is also for a class project, Goldtown. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I tried doing stocks before I moved to futures, and stocks just frustrated me because of the PDT rule and all that other stuff. It's hard to short, and I'm not looking. You know, I don't. not looking for investments. I do day trading. So I'm in and out of a trade, in seconds or minutes at the most. So I'm not really looking at investments right now long term. Uh, someone's channel you might want to check out on YouTube. It's called Zip Trader. He does a nightly, almost nightly video. Usually comes out about now or a little bit later, where he talks about things that ran that day and things he sees running in the next couple of days. He could give you some potential ideas for things he's done due diligence on, and he believes has some upside over the next, short term. Short term. I can even get you a link if you want it. It's here somewhere. Maybe it's not. That should get you there, I think. The copper's still sitting 7 ticks down. The one thing I didn't look at earlier is see how agriculture did. And agriculture looks like it basically, went sideways for most of the night. Slight downward, slight back upward, and then this morning it went down. Yep. Now we're 10 ticks down on copper on this copper trade. Probably heading to our stop bot. We're still in a trade somewhere else. This is how I get confused. Gold. Nothing's going our way tonight. No wonder no one watches. So we see here, you know, I am trying to use the signals off the 1 minute chart. And, this is going up, but honestly, I should not have taken this trade. We did just break the SMA, but we did not check the 5 minute chart. You can see on the 5 minute chart, we're here. This was the uptrend that caused this. But we're still well below the SMA, and we're getting right toward the SMA. So, and when we just got the opposite signal. This has more likeliness to go down than it does to go up because we were already in a downtrend. So, we could take the loss. We're almost at the loss anyway. 16 seconds to go, and we'll reverse. We reversed, and we're now short, taking a $90 loss there. NQ. Sell signal in the NQ on the 5 minute. You can see we pulled back here, and then we're coming back down. I want to see this. Is where the oh, we're actually already there. You can see the line there. This is where we went lower before. So let's we are the SMA line's sitting at about 610. We're at 614. Let's watch to see whether or not this is strong enough to break the SMA and the EMA, I'm sorry, on the 5-minute chart. And if it does, then we'll jump in on the NQ again. The NQ was a winning trade for us earlier, going short by about 80 bucks. So we're watching this. Needs to come down about 5 more points. But now you notice we have uptrending on the 5-minute. We have up. Oops, I made a line. Didn't mean to make a line, but I made a line. Anyway, we have uptrending bands here on the 5-minute, which more indicate a reversal. And we have pretty parallel bands here on the 1-minute. So it needs to bend these bands before we really get a downtrend, indicating of a downtrend. So we're watching. There's the ES. Okay, there's another nice move down. It's moving down a little bit. You see the band. The Bollinger Band here is just starting to kind of now go horizontal. There we go. Just broke the SMA line. Band is now bending downward. We're going to get in here. Looking for 15 points. This might not have been the best trade, honestly. Hey, I didn't wait for the candle to close, but we're normally operating off a 1-minute candle anyway. But this could also bounce off that band. It did just hit the third band. If I was trading the gauntlet, I probably would not be in this trade. But this is interesting. Over here we see this trade that almost stopped us out when copper. We were down as much as $137 on this trade. We're now up 62.50. So we're up 5 ticks. NASDAQ has pulled off this band. Let's see if it continues down. But right now this trade's down 80 bucks, which is 4 points. There's a 10-point stop loss. So it looks like right now we have the bounce off the Bollinger Band on the 5-minute. Big pullback. We have signals firing. See what they are. Bring up my other window here. There we go. ES and HG. Okay, HG is just telling us that that's the right direction. So this was my fault. You know, this was. I would not have done this on my regular Gauntlet account. This is obviously we're bouncing off this band. This is good chance this heads upwards, but maybe not. You see, we're back above that EMA line that we crossed. Usually, you want to wait till you close below the EMA. I didn't wait. Copper's still teasing us. Right now, it's just we're just 1 tick in the profit. Continuing to watch these two trades. We got a signal on the UB, so let's check that one out. UB, UB or not to be. Looks like the UB is trying to curl back up from this. Not sure how we missed this signal going down. Oh, I think that's when we were long and got stopped out. That's how we missed it. That's right. This was a stop out. Boom, boom. We look for 7 ticks, and we would have got that if we would have entered that trade there. We're now up 6 ticks on our copper trade. Our NQ trade's not looking as good though. But you can see NQ is still trying to push down. That's why you give the trades a little room to try and find their way. There we go. Copper's now 9 ticks in the profit. You can see the NASDAQ continues to try and push down. Be nice to see it get back through that pink EMA line. On the 1-minute chart, we've actually had 2 green candles in a row on the NQ, but it's still nothing too horrible. We're still below the EMA, the SMA on the 2-minute. Copper now 11 ticks in the profit, continuing to try and push down. It's a slow bit of a grind. Remember, trading isn't always fast. Another signal on the UB. Let's see what that is. See what's going on there. We do have a buy now in the UB. We're above the there. Just trying to get above there. We'll take another trade on the UB. Signal went away. 25 seconds left on this candle. NQ is now down $270 on this trade. Oh, $270? Why are we down so much? Wait a minute. Oh, I'm glad we're in sim because I took a quantity of 2. Normally I only do 1. I'm not sure why I have 2 quantity on here for UB. I mean for NQ. But oops. Back to being 8 ticks into profit on the copper trade. Signal went away for the UB. We're close to stop out on the NQ. We just stopped out on NQ. So that reversed. Can't win them all. RTYUB. Okay, there's our UB signal again. So let's bring that UB chart back up. We have 11 seconds on this candle. We're going to get in on the bid instead of marketing in. Actually, we can market in, I think. No, it's going on the bid. So we're filled there. Immediate drop down of 2 ticks on the UB. Still grinding down here between 5 and 8 ticks on copper. $75 in the profit right now. Things have definitely slowed down. NQ looks like it's giving opposite signal. No. Looks like will be interesting to see this. The NQ came up. It bounced off the 200 EMA on the 1 minute. It's now pushing back down. Might be a case where it came up just far enough to stop us out and then goes the right way. So we'll watch. Check some other things we haven't heard from. Looks like gold gave this signal. This is where we stopped out, which we should have never taken. It's given us a sell that we missed when we were focusing on something else. And they should be called short and long and not sell and stuff. But if we're going for 10, we would only be about 4 ticks in the profit here with a 7 stop. With a 7 stop. There we go. Oil kind of sideways. Natural gas had a huge move down here. This candle's 31 ticks, $310. You can see that if we had taken this this sell, first nice sell signal here, we would have got our 40 ticks of profit. And mainly it came from 2 big moves down. So that would have been an excellent trade. It's been sideways since. Our copper trade's starting to work out even more. Let's see if I can blow that up even more there. Oops. Our copper trade. Boom. There. Another 2 tick pullback. So between 7 and 9 ticks right now. Our bond trade once again isn't working out. That one's three ticks down. So it seems like it's a little iffy tonight on the signals. Not a lot of action right now, so the signals can be iffy. As you can see, and maybe, I mean, normally I'm saying go with the way the EMA is, which we calling for longs. But you see, we have a long that did work, a short that didn't, a long that didn't, a short that didn't, and now this long looks like it's going to stop out too. So it's not really giving us the right signals. So you can see it give us a sell signal here, but I would not have taken that with the strong uptrending SMA. This sell signal here, the reason I took it, this was iffy because it was coming down into basically a horizontal band. Didn't really start bending until the next candle, but it did work out. This one, again, we went against the trend, the SMA coming down, which is probably why we have 4 ticks down, 1 tick away from stopping out. So this was a bad trade to take. This was an iffy that worked out. This would have been a bad trade because, well, no, this would have been a good trade. This one didn't work, but just because it just didn't go far enough up. You know, if I went for a 4 tick profit, we would have got that. And maybe that's what things are doing right now. Need a smaller profit target. So, you know, if I've been just going for 4 ticks, say 4 by 3, let's see how we would have done so far. I mean, obviously this one would have won because it won at 7. So actually, you know, and it's interesting because if we would have went both the 3 tick stop, we would have stopped out before this trade would have went. So we would have traded 1 loss for 1 win. So there's really, you know, can't win them all. So copper's just being boring right now, as we can see. This we're still at just a 7 ticks in the profit. We're looking for 20, but we're also approaching the 9 o'clock hour, and which can cause. We just stopped out on the UB. So UB sends an opposite signal here, and it seems to want to continue the downtrend. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. Now it's going down into a band, so we're watching that. But what's the time on this? Still a minute and a half because we're using a 2-minute chart. No? Opposite signal. It's dojiing now. It can't decide what it wants to do. ES. So you see the NQ and the ES is still pushing down. Came up, stopped us out right about there. Now it's continuing to push down. What mistake did we make here? I said I wanted to get below the EMA, and when it broke the EMA, I didn't wait for that candle to close, and it reversed. Reversed off a uptrending third band. If I would have waited for that candle to close, I would have never entered that trade. Or if I had, even if I had entered that trade there, you know, because of the signal, you know, that next, you know, entered in at 6:15, now we'd be in profit. So it was a mistake not following my normal strategy, excuse me, of waiting until a candle closes. Gold just sent us a signal. Gold's trying upwards again. Let's find our gold chart. Uh, did we miss our entry on this? No. Oh, signal went away. So let's push this to the side. We're back to 8 ticks in the profit on copper. You see it push down a couple more ticks here, but it's being really slow. You see gold here is tempting us with this signal. The goal would be, you can see it's heading up toward the SMA line on the 5-minute. So the goal here, if we take the trade here, we're not going to shoot for anything above the SMA. If we get up toward the SMA, we're going to cut it for whatever profit that gives us at the time. But we have a pullback here, so it's not going to give us a signal on that 1-minute candle. We have a new 1-minute candle that formed. now 9 ticks in the profit on copper. There we go. So 10 ticks in the profit on copper. We see gold actually never gave us that signal, and now this sell signal is looking like it could have been better. If we're looking for 10 ticks, it would be 6 ticks in the profit. It never gave us a buy signal, give us a sell to re-enter. So we'll just watch it. There's an EMA line here. So if we're looking for an entry, if it breaks down through this EMA line and closes below the EMA line, then we might look at that as an entry. If you remember, we got in would have got in on this trade here at we would be in profit. We're still not broken for that 200 period EMA. On the NQ. So you can see that crude oil, since that big move downwards, is now just continuing to go down. So from here where it first started at 82.23, it's gone down 50 ticks or $500. Let's check our let's check our gold, see what it's doing. Gold's hugging that EMA line. Let's quickly look at our copper on the 5 and see if we have any resistance points where we're at right now. Because we definitely want to see whether or not there's something that might be holding it up. We could see that when it came down earlier today, this is the area that it actually stopped at and buyers stepped in right before the close. So it might be struggling here. This might be where, this might be all we get. So we'll watch that. Maybe if it pulls back to a $100 win, we'll cut it. It's just kind of hugging this line here. You can see even here on the Ninja Trader chart. Yeah, there we go. It's pulling back again, and it's not looking like it wants to go further. It's tried several times here. Here, here, and here, and it's just not getting past the same point that we got down to earlier in the late in the last session. This was a low of 437.30. This candle was 437.15, 25, 35, 20, and 20. So it's all in the same, right in the same area. So let's cut it. We'll close that trade for for a $100 gain. If it comes back down and passes this point, we can revisit it and get back in. Crude. We can put that down for now because we're done with that. Crude. I don't think we have any other open positions. That's the one thing. It's hard to keep track sometimes. Oh, we do have an open position. Oh yeah, gold. Yeah, we do. I gotta get better organized. So on our gold trade here, we're $70 up, 7. Yeah, it's fluctuating about 5 ticks. on top. So let's check out gold. It's something I need to get better at in looking at resistance areas. And we have this EMA line that it's struggling now. You see it might try and bounce. So besides that, let's look. We're at the same area here. This is where our, right near our price line is. When it came down earlier, again, this is where it got stuck. And we're right about there again. The low was here was 1795.5. We've gotten down to 1795.7. So again, this might be all this move gets because this is where buyers came in to rescue this downfall earlier today. So basically we have two resistance points at this area. The EMA and this prior low earlier. What's the ES and the RTY showing us? Nothing because the gold chart's in the way. There we go. So we have now moves up on the ES, NQ, RTY. What's the RTY doing? I like the RTY and I haven't really. Let's move gold out of the way for a second. Yes. No. NQ. Let's get to the front of the line here. See, actually, RTY is one I prefer to trade anyway, so I don't know why I haven't been watching it. This would have given us a great signal and would have went to our profit target. Now it's giving us a buy. So let's get an RTY. I'm a poet, don't you know? Buy market in. Looks good. Uh, we'll see how that does. Our gold trade, we're going to get out of $20 profit as it seems to be bouncing off those resistance points. So just like I predicted, and I should have got out when we were at 50 on gold, it's bouncing here. So if it comes back down, we'll get in when it finishes a full candle below the CMA. I saw a signal on copper, which is a bad sign because we have a copper trade open, which means it's probably sending us an opposite signal. Oh, did we get stopped out? What was our entry on this trade? 43785, 43745. I'm confused. I'm not sure what we did on that trade. Hold on. So right now, all we're in is the Russell and we're one tick down on it. Not sure why this is. Oh, we made $100 off that copper trade. Give me a minute while I disconnect and I'm not sure why I have a yellow light for my connection, but we'll keep an eye on that, I guess. So what happened here is we went far enough for my stop loss to move up, and then it came back and stopped out. Or did I close that trade? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, we see gold did come back up to the SMA line here, so we did good getting out of that trade when we did. So right now we just had the Russell trade open. $10 down on it, so it's only 2 ticks. Gold sent us an opposite signal here with the buy. We missed that. 2 minute chart sending us one now as well. We could get in here. It's breaking the SMA on the 5 minute chart, so we could try that. Let's try and get up safely above that SMA before we get in. We'll see what it does. This candle has 2 minutes to go on the 5. That's solid right there. We're gonna get on the new 1 minute candle. Might be a mistake. It's sim, so I guess I'm testing, kind of testing some stuff out. We did get we're now in a buy signal on the 5 minute chart as well. And believe it or not, I used to use the 5 minute chart, and then I went down to the 2 minute chart. Then I went down to the 1 minute chart. So far, I haven't had access to a 30-second chart, and we see now that it's 40 now with the buy, buy, buy. This is actually this 5 minute candle is up 20 ticks. Now that's actually a bit of a concern for me because, and we're seeing a pullback here now. This could be the pullback that I was concerned about. Um, and that's a pretty extended candle. And we see on the 1 minute this is a doji candle. That's often a sign of a reversal. And we'll see what happens here. Basically, we're just doing some experiments tonight. Not worried about P&L. The copper trade, by the way, I am still taking copper in the gauntlet. It's the only one I'm taking on the gauntlet right now. Tonight, everything else is on sim. As we test some things out, why am I using stream time to test some things out? Because A, when I'm on the gauntlet, you're not seeing many trades, and B, when I'm streaming, is the one of the little amounts of time that I have to actually just concentrate on trading, where I'm not trying to do MTurk or do other things, and I can just concentrate on trading. So we're definitely seeing a pullback now here on this, and this is why, you know, it's dangerous. Like I said, that big candle there broke the SMA line, but the SMA line was still in a downtrend, and this is now pulled back 8 ticks. Ultra bonds with something going on. Let's see what it's saying. So far, we haven't seen much follow through in the bonds tonight. This buy signal would have been bad, obviously. I think we stopped out on that. Now, this sell looks good. Let's see what the 5-minute chart looks like right now. We are below the SMA line on the thing. We have a slight bend. We are on a sell on the 5-minute. It's got 10 seconds. We'll go on the ask on this. It looks like this could be good. Maybe we should go for a smaller profit target because we have been in profit on these bond trades a couple of times and then ended up losing it. So, oops. So we're filled there. Oh, another sell signal here on the NASDAQ. So you see, we kind of haven't been paying attention. We did get a buy. Would have only gotten a couple points out of it. Now it's trying to sell back down. We're still below the SMA line here on the 5-minute. And you notice how, the SMA is curling here. It's flat right now, horizontal, after this uptrend. And now, it looks like we're trying to downtrend. So since we're on sim, let's jump into that too. We're still on the Russell. Russell's right at break even. I apologize if you're hearing any voices in the background. I don't have my own studio or room to do this in. See, we got the sell signal here. And I know right now there's not a lot of real estate, but you can see we got it here, and it's just it's stagnant again. Not sure what it wants to do, and it's sticking at the same area. So you know what? We're gonna wait again. We're gonna wait until it breaks this SMA, this EMA, and wait until it finishes below the EMA before we look back at the Nasdaq again. So right now we have a open gold, and we're down on that, and I showed you why. We have an open UB trade down 3 ticks. The gold's down, the Russell's down. So these signals are not giving us good signals tonight. Some of them are my own mistake for not filtering them. We stopped out on the gold trade. This was just a bad trade going against basically against the short-term trend. But actually, the mistake was not getting in off this buy signal. We're only shooting for 10, and this would have given us 16. So that would have been a good trade. We tried to get in off the 5-minute, and this is the reason I stopped using the 5-minute. So again, I tried something because I'm on sim, but it was against my strategy normally, so and it didn't work. Copper. Copper sent us another sell signal. Remember, we got out. It went up. This was very erratic, and it's been very erratic. This buy signal here, right before 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we got it 37.90. I take that alert out. When it went up to 38.60, so 96, so 7 ticks. No, I'm sorry, 14 ticks. Then down, and it's not sure what it wants to do right now. No, gold sent us an opposite signal. Gold sent us another sell signal. But it's UB stopped us out as well. Right now, everything is sideways, and there's nothing fun right now. Russell, let's see what the Russie's doing. Sorry. Russell's down 5 ticks. Not really giving us any real direction there either. Not sure why my candles look all messed up there. I was messing with tick charts for a while. I had this on a 200 tick, which is an interesting, you see here where it came down here and it broke this, but yeah, that would have been a good entry when it broke. Earlier today, this is the 200 tick, taking shorts every time it broke this 200 EMA would have been good. Bounced off there, down. So, sometimes I would like to look at tick charts more, but I just haven't taken the time yet. Let's mark off this gold. We didn't get in, of course, but let's mark it off to see if it gives us 10. And the fact that hardly anything's even giving us 10 right now is showing that we're really in a sideways everything. Except for crude. Look at this crude. So since open, this would have stopped us out on crude. We wouldn't have gotten this because it's been going against the downtrend. So we would have got in here. But this, let's see. This was our normal. We went for something short, like 7 by 10. Let's see. Would not have stopped us out. Would have gave us a win. What's interesting is it also would have gave us a win if we had gone our normal amount as well. Since then, it's just gone down, and I mean, could we have re-entered? Wait, let's see what copper's doing. Copper buy signal. Not in the bands. Not in the bands. It looks like, well, it's above the SMA line, of a downtrending SMA line. So it's a just a little bit of a risk there. We have 33 seconds to decide. Okay, bounce off. See if that gets in. See if that. We'll go back to the analysis of whatever I was analyzing. Yes, I know that's not a word. Anyways, joining me tonight, if there's anybody here, I haven't even looked at the stats lately. But please feel free to say hello and chat and tell me you're here and ask any questions. Okay, so that we did not get continued buy signal here. So what were we looking at? Oh, we were looking at crude. But first, let's look at natural gas to see what it does. Natural gas is giving us a buy. At the end of a squeeze, it fell along with copper. I'm sorry, along with crude. So it's trying to move up now. But again, and with we're starting to get some signals firing. So you see gold's trying once again. That gold would have stopped, ended up stopping us out, or almost. Oh yeah, it's stopping us out. So nothing is going our way tonight. UB again. Look at this. This is the confusing thing. This is within 5 minutes, three signals. So until it picks a direction, I'm staying out. Copper trying to go by. There's a joke there somewhere. 40 seconds on this candle. Let's check our RTY trade that we have open. RTY trade is in profit by $5. One tick. Rocking away on that. Ten seconds on this candle. We're in. Immediately pulls back as soon as we get in. Probably should have did a limit order. So we start 3 ticks down, 5 ticks down. Wow, 6 ticks down right off the bat. Doesn't seem to be my night. RTY just reversed. ES. Nothing sure what it wants to do. We have a buy signal here that was totally bad on the NQ. Bounced. Still not a. See, we basically have gone sideways. This is the trade we lost on. That I entered too soon on. We got through it again and it bounced. So now the good thing is there's a good chance that with this consolidation, once it finally breaks through this EMA line, you're gonna see a big move downward. All this build up energy. See, we once again got a sell signal on the NQ. Gold still trending downward now. Interestingly enough, normal parameters on this trade 1.2 by 1.6. We would not be stopped out. So let's follow that. Copper's going to stop us out. It's 10 ticks down, 15 ticks stop loss. Let's continue to watch this NQ. Oop, there we go. It's now flirting again with that EMA line. So let's bring up a chart. NQ chart. There it is. We do have still 3 minutes on this 5 minute. So we'll see. You see on these 5 minute charts twice. It's broken the EMA but couldn't hold it. So we're going to see whether or not I can hold it. Things are looking pretty good. See, the ES is also going down. We have our bands bending downward now. We have the SMA line bending downward now. So all we need is just to finish below this, and we'll probably enter. Big move down now, but again, it is not going any further. Let's draw out that line right here. This is where it's hit twice before and bounced. Let's see if it can get below there. It's only 2 more points, so it's not that big, not that big of a move if it does. Two minutes to go on this candle. Remember, normally I've been playing off the 1 minute chart, but in this case I'm playing off this 5 minute chart because of the SMA break and this resistance right below the SMA. Again, you see it bouncing up. It's now right above the SMA line again. This area is a complete struggle. Less than a minute to go in this candle, but you see this is a big green candle here on the 1 minute. So once again, it failed to hold that break of the EMA and get past this resistance point. Let's take a look to see if this is a prior resistance point at all. We're only down 3 ticks now in this copper trade. I'll bring that right back up after we look at this. So here's this line. Let's draw this out. Boom, 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 boom. There. No, I mean, it consolidated a little bit around that point, but nothing major. You know, it's so yeah. And once again, it just bounced this area. We are still in an RTY trade, the Russell, and we're still in a copper trade. The Russell, also indecisive. We're down $35 or 7 ticks. Copper, let's see where we're at there. Copper, 1 tick down. ES bounce now, trying to get about back above the SMA line. Gold, let's see what gold wants. See, gold's again, I mean, this is just odd choppiness for this time of night. No, not giving us any steady direction. Part of me wants to take that buy right there, but it just hasn't given us anything to believe that's going to go there. And you see the pullback again anyway. crude oil giving us a signal of some sort. It's trying to reverse now this down, it's probably going to want to try and get up back up to the SMA line. Natural gas doing the same thing, although it sent us a signal earlier. Our copper trades back is actually in the profit now. Gold. Strong move here on gold again, but it topped down here twice, and we're not above that level yet. So that's what we're looking at there. We have downtrending bands as well. So it would have to get above that area and force the band moves to move back up. This has actually been a pretty tough trading night. Nothing is running for even the smallest. I mean, yeah, there were places we could have got a few ticks here and there. I guess maybe that was the type of trading you do tonight. But the problem is you know, how much room do you give it if you get in a trade and it immediately pulls back? That you're giving yourself a good risk to reward. So here's a big strong move for gold. Again, this is, I mean, and gold's now giving us strong candles. But, but where do you decide that it's going to continue on? This looks like it has the best chance, and we're not in, but it's already going up 4 ticks here. So we'll watch that, see if this is now breaking out. We're seeing a big move here up on copper. It looks like we might be in the bands. So let me check that. Nah, we're in the second band, but not the third. This is a strong candle above the SMA on both 5 and 1. Still got a few ticks away from the basic top out here before it really started downtrending earlier. But it seems like it's struggling here, and it's back down to only 1 tick up. So it's really struggling. We were up $100. We're back down to only about being up 1250. So it's a pretty big pullback. And we see our band starting to bend down, and now our trade's back into the losing. See if it bounces off the SMA here on the sorry 1 minute. We have an SMA and an EMA, and you can see it was hanging around this 1 minute EMA all this time. So this might provide some support. If we do get back into profit, I'll probably take this for a small profit, just because it's not looking real strong. And we did downtrend almost all day yesterday. So we could be going against the trend. We do see that the SMA line is above, so that means you have a trending overall downward trend. So getting against the trend, it can be dangerous, and it looks like maybe this was a dangerous. It sometimes works, and it's a stat I want to try and start keeping. So yeah, now we're back down 50 bucks on this trade. And now down almost 100. So this looks like it's a bounce. And we're now, looks like we might be trending back down. But we'll see. Nothing else sending signals right now. Let's see what gold's doing. Yep. See gold, again, it did not have that any momentum to it. It went up 5 ticks and then back down. So it might have given us an opportunity to try and take a little bit of profit. I think maybe that's key, is if you're going to go against the trend, put your profit target smaller. By the way, our trade that's open on the Russell, also just stalling. It's down 3 ticks. It's just 15 bucks. See, gold. Up, down, up, down. It'd be great if it was exercising. But not giving us any type of real signal. Okay, we just stopped out on copper. So it gave us our chance and we didn't take it. Sell signal now. Big move downward. Big flush downward. 9 ticks on this 1 minute candle. Band bending. 28 seconds to go. We can try going the opposite direction. Sell the market. Hate waiting until a candle closes. But see, that's why we do. See it pull back like that there? So we're back in. So we went short. Probably, I don't know. I made a mistake too, just because nothing's giving us any. See, this is immediately reversing. This might be a night that you just should sit on your hands. But, oh. We'll continue to take sim trades. This will be the last trade I take in the gauntlet tonight. Because nothing is giving us direction at all. And I'm just taking several losses. This is going to end up stopping us out too. So let's move this out of the way. Oh, man. There's a move downward, so we'll see what happens. But let's look at everything we're watching. Russell. This is the Russell in the last bit. This move down, and then is just sideways. NQ, sideways. A little bit upwards momentum now after it failed to break the EMA 3 times. ES, sideways down here. That might have got us 2 points. Wow. Sideways. Copper, sideways. We just got stopped out on the copper. UB. It's sideways. Gold. I got no clue. Crude. Crude sent us a signal here, and it would have went exactly 7 ticks. Pullback. Sell signal. That immediately reversed. So this is not an easy night. We have this buy signal here. I mean, well, let's look at this. We wouldn't have went with this buy signal because it didn't break the SMA and it was downtrending. But we would have went with this one, this sell signal. How much would we have gotten out of that? Oops, moved the whole thing. So see, so right now natural gas is the star of the night. Absolute star of the night. 2 good trades. Both shorts, which would have been $400 and $400. So just play natural gas tonight, you'd be up 800 bucks, one contract. So now we'll mark off this long position here, but I would not have gotten into this long position. So I can't really mark it off and be fair. Honestly, I mean, I'll get back in here, maybe. Reason I wouldn't get in here is you can see we're pierced, and we're right up against the band. We've pierced the band, almost pierced the third band. So I would have expected this to reverse, and it really didn't. I mean, it reversed a few tags. So let's get in here. I know I wouldn't have gotten in there because it was off a red candle. I would have expected. This is the first candle after the break of the SMA line, so we can watch that. It has room to roam up to the 200 period EMA. Matter of fact, that's almost exactly our 40 tick. We'll set a 20 tick stop. See whether that produces anything. But right now, gas is our star. The bonds sideways. Everything else is sideways. Natural gas, we were just there. Yeah, natural gas is trying. So back to copper. Copper went far enough up to stop us out and it's starting to go back down again. Absolutely nothing tonight. Gold. I mean, I have no idea. Let's look at this gold chart here. Since the open, gold did very well yesterday. Now here, this would have, off the open, this buy signal off the open would have gave us 10. Would have gave us a little more actually. It would have gave us up to 12 ticks. It looks like, yeah, 12 ticks. So we would have set for 10, and it would have gave us 10 back down. So that went 2 good trades off the bat, 200 bucks. Then this one failed. Now gold's trying again, trying to entice us again. This one failed. This one failed. This one, I mean, this would have failed if we tried taking in the opposite direction. I guess this sell signal right here stopped us out. Let's see. Short got in here. Well, that would have worked. This buy wouldn't have worked, but we wouldn't have taken it because of going through a downtrend. This sell right here, it would have got not 8 ticks. But We would have reversed there. Oh wait, if that win would have got our 10 ticks. How about that? So overall, now it's interesting, here because this would have got us our 1.6. So I mean, it would be more fair to say one because that's what we're doing. But this would have failed. Now this one's trying again. What does the 5 minute show? 5 minute show is showing strength. This one might be the breakout finally. Do we get in? Well, why not? Getting in about 2 ticks late, but we'll buy on the bid. Yes. Move it up and see if we get filled. We didn't get filled. And now we missed it by a couple of ticks. Still not getting filled. I had marketed and we would already be filled. This is why I stopped using limit orders. Yeah. See, now we're just chasing it. I canceled the order. I should have marketed in. So we'll follow it here. This looks like we finally broke out of the range. All on gold. Move that out of the way since we don't need it now. Mark this for 10 ticks first of all by 7. And we'll see how far it actually goes. So here, this was the trade to get into. We would already be up 10 ticks. We would have hit 10 ticks. So let's now see if it would have hit the 16 ticks I normally shoot for. It's almost following me up. Yep. So now we might be finally seeing some movement in something. Yep, so we got 16 ticks out of that, which is what I'm normally looking for. So this was finally the breakout we were looking for on gold. Our Russell trade, I forgot we had one open. By the way, I don't normally forget when I'm doing regular gauntlet. But our Russell trade's now 2 ticks in the profit. Yay! Ultra Bond. Ooh, Ultra Bond's looking like it might want to actually move up. So let's do a bond trade. James Bond trade. 10 seconds to go. We'll buy the bid. think. Yeah. Well, we're filled on the bid. We're up one tick on bonds. It's the most exciting thing going. So NQ made this move up. Excuse me. Now pulling back to the SMA line. Let's see how big this move was. And see how choppy this looks. Just choppy, choppy, choppy. But let's see if it really is as choppy as it looks. So we got the buy signal on this candle. So we would have entered on this candle. Looking for 10-point stop loss, 15-point profit target. So it looks like we should have definitely should have been using a smaller profit target. A 10-point profit target would have got us there with a 7-point stop loss. That would have got us a $200 win. So let's see earlier. Let's just chart this out from the beginning of the day. First signal was a sell. We wouldn't have taken it because we were in an uptrend. Here's the next buy. So we got that in. So if we shoot for 10 points, I mean this honestly, I mean it would have worked for 15. You can see that. Let's say if we would have just went with 10, lower volume. Now here we have a sell, but again, uptrending bands hit the band. I can't say I wouldn't have gotten in this trade. I don't think I would have, but I might have. So we'll mark that as a loss. I'll mark that here in a minute. But here being our next entry. And it looks like 10 points might be too much. Just barely. Look at that. By 2 ticks. Too much. So I think I would have had trade management where I would have gotten at least 5 points out of that. So 100 bucks. Let's mark this as a loss. Just in case. I don't think I would have got into that, but we'll just have it here as a loss so I know to mark it. Then here, sell signal came here. We see we already trended down. Our SMA line would have already been going downward. The only thing here that I might have hesitated on is this SMA line, but we were still far enough above it that it had some room before there. So let's see if we would have got 10 points out of this. We would have after the pullback. So that one would have worked. This was the next buy signal right here. And that would have definitely stopped us out. I can see it already. $10 points. All the way up there. 7 points. Stopped us out right there. So, this looks horrible. Now, wait a minute. Okay, so we have another sell here. This candle, downward trending, just touched the bands. I would have taken that trade. It's I most likely would have taken that trade, but I'm not looking at the 5 minute, and I never look at the 5 minute when I'm doing these analysis. So my analysis is always worst case scenario. So this would have definitely been a stop out. So far, if we're shooting for 10, 1 and 2, 10 by 7. So 1 to 2, 2 to 2, 3 to 2, 3, 3, 3 and 3, 4 and 3. So it'll be 4 and 3 so far. So 40 points in wins, 21 points in losses. So we have 19 points. It's $380. If you're only doing one contract. If you're doing more than one, just continue to multiply. Our Russell trades up 4 ticks, $20. Believe that is the only trade we have open right now. No, we have a UB trade that's just break even. I forgot about that one too. Definitely need to be more organized. Let's save that chart. So copper's continuing its downward trend. It stopped us out here on this buy. Did I really get in? Is that where I got in? Uh, I think I know why I lost that copper trade. Let me check the executions to see if that's the time I got in on that. 8:36. Wait. Alright. Buy. That's the one I want. 8:19. 8:19. Yeah. So I messed up. One of my main rules on the 1 minute chart is if it's in the bands on a buy, I won't get in. And this was in the bands. Now, I mean, this move ended up would have given us a chance to cash out $100 profit. And technically, this move here in the bands was also in the bands, and this would have 90 to 60, 14 ticks. So, both of these would have worked, but there's just a danger of going into the bands. Now, this one just sucked. Did I get on this sell signal? I did. And it was a band break, and I should have never did it. So the only reason I've lost these last 2 trades is because I went against my own rules. This is part of the problem of having to make a quick decision. This is one of the drawbacks of the 1 minute chart is you have to make decisions quick. So you have to be able to process the information quick. And I did a bad job. I didn't process that this was in the bands, and I didn't process that this broke a third band. Came straight down to break a third band. That is, this was going to reverse. all indications was it was going to reverse. And it reversed right up to the SMA line and then bounced down in the direction we wanted it. So I could have waited, or I could play the reversal. If I had played the reversal, that would have been a decent trade too. But let's say I just waited for this pullback, drew out a line, and said when it breaks through here again, this is where I'll get in. And I could have waited, when it broke here on the edge of this candle, or if I wanted confirmation, I could have waited, and the whole body of this candle was below that line. Could have got in here, and wow, it just shot down right here 2 minutes before 10 o'clock for some reason. But let's say we got in here. It's gone down. It's gone down over $500 since. So that would have been a much better way to play that. The thing is, there's no reason to rush your decisions. No reason, and I was rushing them. Why is there no reason? Because, especially for me, who's looking at, you know, 7 or 8 different assets, there's always going to be another trade when you're working off the 1 minute chart. I mean, there's always going to be another trade no matter what chart you work off. But on a 1 minute, you're kind of in constant signals. So if you miss one, you're going to get another one. And if you believe in your strategy, it's, I watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 assets regularly. They average probably 25 signals a day, for the whole trading day. So that's 200 signals. There's no way I'm going to get 200 signals. Now, I am looking to see if there's any way to automate things. If I could automate things, that would be awesome. So it takes some of the emotion out of it too. It's second guessing. Now the only problem is I don't know how automation will work with this choppiness that we've seen tonight. That would be a problem. Like if it took every signal here, it would be a problem. We're in a bond trade. We are 2 ticks up in that bond trade. The Russell trades back to being negative. I bet you we're going back down on the indices. Yes, we are. So again, remember this EMA line that we were trying to get down in before? Did I get through before? We're headed back down there. Well, what's gold doing? Gold came up here, doji candle here, bounced down. Basically what you saw here. It's pulling back. It's broken the SMA and we got a sell signal, but we have uptrending bands. So I don't trust that. Copper's bounced. If you see here, we got a perfect bounce off the third band again. This went up 7 ticks, 2 ticks, 6 ticks, so 15 ticks so far. There's a good chance it's going to bounce off this SMA line coming down. But this is already 15 ticks behind, up. Gold, crude. So we saw crude earlier trying, crude tried once, this whole downtrend, to pull back. And all it did was just come back down. And we could have got another good trade out of crude. Gets in my way. Boom. 420 ticks. There. So crude and natural gas have been our stars. Okay, so we have a buy signal forming on copper. Now you see copper's hitting that SMA line. You see it's hanging right around yesterday's lows now. Is it going to come all the way back up to this SMA line? I don't know. We have downtrending bands. We're in a downtrend. This is danger zone, and I'm not getting in. let's look at something here. You can see all our choppiness. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of much since open. Let's see. Copper's really trying to tease me. So if we had taken this first signal that we got, we see there wasn't much volume. But if we had taken it and plotted out our thing, see, this looks huge. And this probably should have been a lesser profit target, but we actually, we would have been in a trade for about an hour, but we would have got a profit target out of it. Now, downtrend. So we could have got in here. Now, I probably would not have gotten in with the broken band, but maybe I would have, try to make a quick decision. So stop there. Ah, Copper's really trying to sell me on this move. It looks like this does end up stopping out. Almost, yeah, so that stops me out in the, still didn't stop me out. Didn't stop me out until there. So that's how much it was staying within this range, but it got really close. Look how close this got. Right there. So it got 80% of the way. So that probably, actually, that would have gotten enough that my stop loss would have moved to break even. So technically this wouldn't be a loss, but I'll mark it as a loss. But again, if I had been shooting for um, say 40 by 60, that's a 1.5. This would be 2 wins. So I gotta find the sweet spot when things aren't moving well. Now, would 40 by 60 work other places? Let's look quick. Actually, we should look at some of those things. Okay, so gold's again trying. Gold, I should have taken this because gold worked last time. It looks like this is a continuation. I kind of ignored it and it's already on its way. So let's mark it off. Our bond trade is 5 ticks into profit. We're 20 ticks, I'm sorry, 20 points, no, we're 4 ticks, $20 down on that Russell trade that it seems like we've been in forever. So we're back to this. Let's see if that 60 by 40 would have worked anywhere else. I think this would have ended up stopping us out. Yeah, that would have been a stop out in 60 by 40. Oddly, I think this would have worked for, let's see, 7.5. Interesting. See, where do you start going from less volatility to more volatility? So that would have won. Then we would have got another one that didn't. So, I mean, we wouldn't have gotten right back in anyway. But let's just see something. 60. See, again, that works. 60 by 40. Does it work? Nope, that would have been a stop out too. So either way, this was a stop out. No matter, which way we got in. And this, of course, would have stopped us out, and then we could have got back in. So either way, I mean, these would have been 2 good trades. Or 1 good trade if you had done, So, I mean, maybe it's about 1 and 1.5 on the other. But copper did send us a buy signal here. So let's mark it off. Right now, it'll be 6 ticks into profit. Gold pulled back, did not reach that 16 ticks yet. crude oil. Crude oil and natural gas giving signals. They're kind of moving down here. A sell signal on crude, which is interesting because of this downturn we did try to pull back. Although this is a big wick down. 33 seconds to go on this candle. A candle like that always scares me because it did go down, broke the bands, but this has been a strong downtrend. So you will sell sell at market and see how that goes. So now we're in 3 trades. We can look at the synopsis here. Not there. Oil, well, $60 already. UB, 125, that's 4 ticks. And we're now down 50 on the Russell, just 10 ticks. So crude's moving down quick. So you can see here, our crude trade, when we're getting more signals. NG, NG, HG. So we'll jump to that. HG, which is, so you see on this copper, blow this up. Well, I pull back. How far did we get again? Got 14 ticks. Came down and just missed, stopping us out somehow. But again, we're not in this trade, but it's probably going to stop out anyway. It's just that quick. And again, this was kind of against the trend. And it was after a big move downward. So, just been a very, very hard night to trade. Let's see what they're doing. Nope. Back upwards now. This could be a solid move up, but we got downtrending bands. UB. I bet you we're reversing. Okay, so our UB trade has reversed. And we went from being 5 ticks up to 1 tick down. So it looks like definitely we want to have shortened up to lower profit target. Are we seeing a trend line forming here? I don't do trend lines often. Sometimes there's an obvious. Well, right here, so this trend line is what it's trying to break. And it looks like another one's kind of formed here to here to here. That's kind of a weird channel. But that's the channel we've been in. We're seeing it break, or trying to. So our crude trade stopped us out, I think. Yeah, that quickly. Just crude just reversed. Nothing is working tonight. Came down, gave us 6 ticks, and came reversed big time, stopped us. Natural gas. So tonight seems to be a scalping type of night. Get your 2 or 3 ticks and get done. I mean, wow. Copper, copper, copper. Okay, so copper came down, scared us, and tried to stop us out. Now this will be back in the profit. The two positions we're in now, we're up $5 on the RTY. We're down 4 ticks and almost stopping out on the UB. UB. You see how difficult the RTY has been. And this trade that I keep mentioning, we have been in since about an hour now. Let's look. Let's go to a 1 minute chart here. We got in at yeah, right at 9 o'clock, and it's now 10:18. So we got in here off this SPY signal, and this is what it's done. Highest it's been is here. Let's draw this out. So right here's the highest it's been, I believe, and that was about 19 ticks. I've been, I mean, 19 ticks, been just shy of $95. Looks like that's what we should have taken. So I see see, at least I have 5 viewers according to Twitch. No one's saying hi. Please feel free to say hello. Ask any questions, statements, insults, anything. Just choppy, 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 choppy. And we're probably going to end the stream early tonight because we're getting no follow through on anything. Although, let's look at this cell signal here. I'm curious. Say we had gotten in here. No obvious reason not to. We have the SMA line here is horizontal completely, which is obviously a ton of chop. And it looks like with Nasdaq's solid maybe taking a direction. But let's say we had gotten in here with just a 7 tick stop loss, or a 7 point stop loss, and a 10 tick profit target. Obviously, even that looks huge based on this range. We got 10 ticks back here, just barely. But I mean, now it looks like, oh, no, wait, okay. Yeah, so right now it's at 8 ticks. If we had gotten in on this and just stayed in it. So it's interesting to see if that goes to profit. Well, I've been here complaining that we've been choppy, and we have. I mean, we would have more wins than losses if I had taken every trade. And we just reached our 10 point profit target. How about that? So we finally do gotta. We should have taken this sell signal here, because from here we're down. Well, it looks like we finally might be getting a market direction. This is. We have natural gas that still really isn't doing anything. Crude's now sideways after gold is continuing a slight grind up. The Ultra Bond came down, stopped us out, went back up. How nice of it. Kappa, basically completely sideways. But and the NQ is trying to bounce to now. So tonight it's more about trying to get the quick scalp, taking your $100 here and there. So we see the ES and the NQ is finally, and this is what we were talking about earlier. It broke that EMA line. So let's just jump in there for fun and probably hopefully profit. There's 49 seconds to go in this candle. It should definitely close well below that EMA line finally. We fought it, remember? Back here, 3 times. Boop, boop, boop. Now, it finally is the master of the EMA. So let's jump in and see if we get anything off of it. Let's sell the market. To market, to market. I did that already earlier, didn't I? 17 seconds on this candle. Actually, this is nice. There's, yeah, 10 seconds. It's pulling back a little bit here at the end of this candle. We're in. Put that always on top. We'll make it smaller. Put it up here. Do that. And that. Oh, we look at some other stuff. UB. Sideways. Kappa. Trending down. Crude. The crude sent a buy signal after it stopped us out. So kind of sideways since. But it looks like it's trying to maybe trend upwards at least to the EMA. See, we're up $100. We're up 100. $120 on this NQ trade. 300 is the profit target, which might be a little aggressive for the action we've seen tonight. Let's quickly take a gander. See if we see any other resistance. Looks like there could be some here. Let's see. Right there is where we hit the low of the pullback, or the right before close. So where's that compared to where we're at now? Still well out of view. Well, it said, okay, so it's got 16 points more to move down before it hits that resistance. But it looks like it's trying to pull back a little bit now. We'll see. It's be interesting to see whether or not this is like the big move now of the night. It's struggling here. Right around this, right around 15,600, and the market does love those nice round numbers. So there might have been a whole bunch of resting orders on those numbers. Let's see if we have a DOM. What did I just do? Oh. Let's get the DOM on. See if we have the DOM on the NQ. There's our NQ Dom. This is gonna move fast as soon as it loads. Ooh, big pullback here. It's pulling back to our entry point. This might be in, we might not have, there we go. There's our Dom. So you can see right here is the even number. It's too far down to see the numbers. There's not a lot of orders resting. This is NQ? Yeah. It doesn't take them much to get through these orders that are showing on the DOM. So almost back to break even. Definitely seems a night like you should take your profits. We were up about $180. Definitely not getting the moves that we normally see, you know. I thought this was gonna be the big move down in the night, like much bigger than what we just saw. You know, it's nothing some nights for the Nasdaq to move down a 20 to 30 point move. And now, but we're already looks like we're already seeing the bounce. What's natural gas I mean to say? Natural gas is still indecisive. Crude sideways. Oh, copper trying to tell us something. Okay, so that buy signal here on copper stopped us out here. Looks like copper's trying to go down now. Yep, maybe we are seeing more of a follow through. It's back. NQ came up, basically bounced off the ATR line, and then reversed. Give me 1 second. So we are still in this NQ trade. And it's trying to push down now. So if nothing exciting happens and no one says hi or anything, we'll wrap up in the next 15 minutes. Back here tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Copper. Copper to buy a fat pig. Copper's trying to bounce back up. It's playing with its low of yesterday right now. It broke it once, came back up, and is now sitting right on that level. NQ is back and is we're almost at break even. ES, ES. Yes, gives us a buy signal right as we hit the SMA line. So that's basically where the NQ here is as well. I'm thinking it's going to bounce off, but we'll see. Natural gas, nice push up here, but then it pulled back right away. UB never gave us our 7 ticks, and we ended up stopping out again. This has been just a really no follow through night. We got 5 ticks out of that, so maybe that's what we should have been happy with. This would have been only 3 ticks, although I don't think it would have stopped us out and we'll be at the same location. But this is just, maybe scalping with size was the way to go tonight. It's just nothing. Crude's back on trying to say it's going to go back down. It's former low. I shouldn't say former low. Wait, what did I? Oops. Wrong chart. There we go. It hit this low. Not a trend line. Down here. It's got room to roam down there. So yeah, this NQ's turned into a loss as well. I mean, not a loss, but down. There's no follow through of anything tonight. The best trade would have been crude. Crude and natural gas have been the stars. You can see, this crude here from here to this sell signal 82.19 all the way down to where we're at now 80.74. That'd been $1,500 if we had stayed in the whole way. honestly, and that would have been a great trade to do. Instead of taking the profit here, just following. Look at this. This is the ATR. Yeah, it looks like it might have touched there, so that could have been a stop out right there. But even so, if it was, we would have got in at 82.19. I said that earlier. And this hit a high of 81.97. Okay, so that would only have been 20 some ticks. But okay, if we just stayed in until we got a candle that closed with the opposite signal, which was right here, just barely, that would have been 81.41. So that would have been almost $700. That would have been a great trade. And curiously, let's just look at something here. We got the sell signal here at 19:05. What time did we get it on the 1 minute? NQ's playing with us right now, so we'll move this to the side. Got it originally here 1900, 1905. Oh, 1900 here as well. So we would got it. We would have missed the first big move. But even so, 81.90 we would have got in it. And the ATR is sitting at 81.16 right now. So that would have been $800 even if it goes all the way back up to the ATR. Or if we just, not been greedy and went for $1,000, we would be at $1,000. I think, yeah. 81.90 down to 8, yeah. Do you have a buy signal on the 5-minute chart on natural gas now? Gold has now continued to grind upwards. So gold also has been, after we had this chop fest earlier. Did we say that reached profit goal earlier? I thought that did. I mean, it eventually did. I thought it did there. But when it reached it till there. Interesting. Oh, no, that was the one that reached. Okay. So after we had this chop fest earlier, oops, I just moved that one. Yay. There. We actually had gold was very decent. Matter of fact, much more decent than I thought. Let's first mark this. So you see, just from this buy signal here, at 1798 up to 8501, that's a $600 move. And based on signals, we wouldn't have taken this sell here because we were a strong uptrend. Uh, Honestly, we probably would have taken this sell here. I don't like those hanging bars like this that just kind of hang there. Those are usually always reverse, but there's no way to tell. And now it's sending a sell signal. But we'll mark it just to make this the worst case scenario. Reversed. So 1, 2, 2 and 2, 4, 2. Okay, let's do 3, 2 at 1612. Excuse me. And then using the 1 by 8 on 2, 2, 4, 2. So 4, 2 and 3, 2. 40 minus, no, sorry. Yeah, 48 minus 24. So 24 ticks there on those 4. And 3, 2 here on the 16 by 12. It's also 48 minus 24. So, okay. So that went a total of 48 ticks just taking out that profit, assuming nothing else on either one of these. So you see NQ, we're back up. It's sideways now and kind of curling upwards. So very hard night to trade. We finally starting to see some momentum. Gold gave us some momentum. You know, would have gotten two good trades off natural gas, and this third one is working out that way. It's halfway to profit. Crude oil was also the star. You know, we had a quick loss at the open. Then this one moving down for 20. Maybe you could have got something out of that as well. All this big move downward, because it moved down over $1,000. But if you just took these entries, this one would have been the next entry. So $400 there. You wouldn't have taken either of these buys because of the strong downtrend. Now this one here, why wouldn't they have taken the sell signal? Because of how far I went to the third band. I was expecting a pullback. The fact that it gave us a nice 6 or 8 ticks on the next bar before the pullback, nice. And we're kind of sideways since. This would have given us an 8 tick scalp if we wanted to try that, but I'm not really a scalper, like a normal scalper. Hey Lennox, how you doing, man? So NQ's now going the opposite direction. I would not have gotten in on this buy signal because of the downward trend, but we can mark it off as if I had. And I mean, it would be only about a point and a half in profit. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a hard night to trade. Everything has no follow through. Every signal goes a few ticks and then poops out and goes the other way and does the same thing. And finally started seeing a little bit of momentum in a couple of things, but it's just this is the NQ chart for earlier and just kept sideways, and everything has been sideways. No, not at all. As soon as I get off and go to bed, it's all going to start trending by thousands of dollars in one direction. Gold's above yesterday's highs, noted by the yellow line. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would like to trade overnights. It's just I still got to figure out how to make some money during the day. And this I do stuff online that's not consistent at all, but it's mostly available during the day. And I end up that's that's my survival money until I can get this going finally. And then I would prefer to trade overnight, basically. Once you know I think I'll do much better going overnight into the morning hours and then sleeping from like 11 a.m. to 6 or something like that. So, if you look at copper, oh, and somehow I missed this move on copper. Wow, where was I? Where was I not paying attention to this? Oh, I bet you I doubted it because it was hitting an SMA line. As a matter of fact, I do remember saying that. Look at this. That was a beautiful copper move. Darn it. Would have came close to stopping us out, but wow, that's frustrating. So yeah, overnight. Wow, I didn't chart out copper. There we go. Yeah, this was overnight last night on copper, and actually it was a little bit choppy. But I think we would have got some good moves out of here. This start here, this would have been just before, been a little after 3. Stop there. Yeah, that would have been a good one. No new signals. That buy signal would have, I think, not worked. Yeah. Actually, Linux, I have an Alilo Express account that I've been working, kind of fell into my lap, so I took it. It's one of those where you got to finish in 10 days. And so it's more like a YOLO thing, just go for it. And today, off the NQ, first of all, I've traded the NQ on it at the open, or a couple minutes after the open, 3 straight days, and I've won every NQ trade I've did. And today, I took 2 trades on the NQ and made like $2,500. And I'm like, why can't I do this with my earn to trade account? What am I doing differently? I mean, yeah, one of the things I'm obviously doing differently is that I don't normally trade the NQ, but it's just like, but yeah, I traded that at the open this morning and made 2 great trades off it, and it would have been even better. But um, you know, Liu has that constantly trailing drawdown. So if you have a trade that goes $1,000 and then pulls back, and you you know stop cash out for a $500 profit, but your drawdown moved up by $1,000, you're actually kind of going backwards. So I was very quick to get out of trades that would have went longer. Yeah, it is crazy, and I mean, I don't feel comfortable, but yet if you look at let's look at NQ at the open on the 1 minute chart today. Doo-doo-doo. There we are. So here, the 1 minute, I think I got in off of here. Because this was about the time I finally got in. But actually, no, I think I was watching the 5 minute chart, which is unusual for me, but I saw the movement. Oh, maybe I'm confused. No, here we are. That's right. No, I don't know what I was watching. I was watching for a break of the. I don't know. I forget. Actually, I guess the first trade, I made one trade on it after the open, which was actually the better trade. But this is the first trade. It was before the open, right at 8:30 instead of 9:30. And because I got this buy signal here. I waited until it broke the 200 EMA, and I got in on this candle and took that good profit there. So that was the one. But then it was one of these others that I got in, and I know I got out before it flushed down like that. But this is what I'm always worried about is these flush downs. It can go up so fast and then down so fast, and you lose everything. And on Liu, where your drawdown's trailing constantly, that could be absolute catastrophe. Exactly. We see here out. I mean, this is no follow through at all tonight. You see, this is on the 5 minute chart. We're basically sideways. I was waiting for that. I got this sell signal here, and I jumped in too quick. I jumped in as soon as it broke the 200 EMA, and it didn't hold the 200 EMA. It went back above. Ended up stopping out. So I just kept watching this. Didn't fall for it there. Didn't fall for it there. You see, it tried to break it 3 different times. Totally went back up, and it finally broke it. And I did, and now it's back, and it's trying to get it back above it again. There's absolutely no follow through on anything tonight. Very, very hard night to trade. Now, what was good is I've been on sim all night, except for copper. I, I did copper in the gauntlet, and I took a couple losses there. But it's kind of ugly because on the sim side of things, if it would have been my gauntlet, I would be dead. I'm down like $1,600 on the sim account trying to trade this night just off the signals. But thing is, if I would be scalping instead of going for a specific profit target, almost every trade gave me one or two, gave me an opportunity to take a profit of like $100. Almost every trade did, or a few ticks here and there, and I didn't take it. And if I would have done that, been a bunch of winners, the reward to risk ratio would have been off. But I don't know. But it's almost 11 o'clock Eastern, so I'm going to call it a night. And I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:30 Eastern. Hopefully we can have a better morning than we did night. Hopefully market will find some direction. And we can maybe turn this around. Have a good one on Linux. If I don't see you during the morning shows the next 2 days, then I'll see you Monday night. Have a great night, everybody. Talk to you in the morning. Bye.